Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Tangent Podcast. I am your special host this week, Justin Kane, for episode number 109 for the week of April the 3rd. What's up? Killing it, Brian? So on this podcast, we talk about the video games we played during the week on a segment we call Under Our Thumb, and then we take a break, we come back, and we read the news drunkenly, which we call the Drunken News.
With a twist.
But
it's different.
Oh yeah, we have a new system now. Do we have a name for it?
No.
But we got a point system.
We
now.
just make things up as we go.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
We play a little game.
Whose line is it anyway?
The points are made up and nothing matters.
Everything.
I forget what the line is.
Justin, how was your week?
It was
Actually 2 weeks.
You can't add. He's the host. You can't.
Yeah.
Justin, how was your 2 weeks?
Oh.
I want to know.
Nope.
Denied.
Denied. The host is taking over. No more weeks.
Nope.
Don't give a fuck. All right.
Who's your co-host?
There is no co-host, but I am here with people. They're not co-hosts. They're just regular people. This is Gary Hines and Anthony Salvatore.
Hello.
And who are you?
Yeah.
I'm Justin Kane.
You already definitely did say that.
All right.
That's
Just making sure.
He's crushing it.
Just making sure.
You're ruining his intro.
Yeah, he's pretty
nobody
good.
else wants to do it, and then you ruin it. But anyways, I wasn't here for like last week.
Yeah.
So tell us how your week went.
I will
2
when we
weeks.
get to
Your
the games
2
I
weeks.
played. I only played video games. I didn't
do
I
anything
don't do
else?
anything else. I don't work. I don't eat. I don't sleep. I just play
plays.
video games. So I'll get into my week.
So who went last week?
Yeah, help me out. Who's going first this week?
Usually the host knows that, but that's Anthony. Anthony went last week.
Nice. So I get to pick
I gotta
first.
have
This
that written down.
I can see in your notes that
Yeah.
you definitely have that written down.
Extensive notes.
That's very
like that one.
extensive.
Yeah. It's nice. All right, Anthony. You got to pick who goes first.
All right. So champion.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you for calling me that. I appreciate that.
There you
Can
go.
For those that
scratch
don't know,
from the record.
those that don't
It's
know,
not gonna be in there.
we just completed another Guys on Deck.
Yep.
Guy on deck.
Guy
on
on
deck.
Guy on deck.
Not multiple guys, one guy.
On deck.
I
One
think,
guy on deck.
right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I think that's the way we'll go.
And lamp on table.
We're kind of just winging it, but yeah, 2 weeks in a row victorious. Check that out on YouTube.
Race taxi.
Good suggestion.
Spoiler, Justin. Spoiler. So yeah, I only played one game this week, and that was consisted of Mass Effect Andromeda. Played a lot of Mass Effect Andromeda. I still haven't beat it. I know somebody at this table has beat it.
Holy shit, dude! Really? 10. You had the head start, and
I had a 10-hour head start, and somebody else already beat the game, and I'm really not that close.
I told you. I don't eat. I don't sleep. I don't go to work. I just play video games.
So Justin, we didn't hear your thoughts on it last week. What are your thoughts on Mass Effect Andromeda?
So my thoughts on Mass Effect Andromeda is that it wasn't what I expected it to be. I definitely was expected something that, I don't know, everybody's opinion on a game would be different. I can't really explain it to you exactly. It is sad that the story isn't there for the Mass Effect game, and I'm not really too drawn into the characters in the aliens, which is what I was used to in the game. But as much as that does bother me, I do have to say that it is a very good game. It's a very good third-person shooter. It is a very good RPG. It is very good looking. And I enjoy playing it. I enjoy the gameplay. I enjoy most of what it does, but I can't. I beat right to the end because I couldn't.
speed run through it.
Yeah, I sped run through it because I just couldn't get.
I like
You're
lamp.
sped.
I like lamp.
I'm just trying to say the things I like about it to be like
Positive.
positive.
So let's dive into it, Justin. So is it a lack of story or bad writing?
I don't know.
My
I
first
don't know if
question.
I know the difference really. I mean,
Okay.
it's just I'm
So
not
my
drawn
opinion-
to it.
So my opinion is that the story is somewhat there, and I'm still not done with it. I'm over halfway through with the game, but my problem with it right now is every planet I land on, I have to get to 100% viability before I leave. So that's what I've been doing. I do everything on the planet to make sure I get to that 100% mark, and then I move on to the next one.
What does that do for you?
minerals, mining.
It gives you minerals. It gives you resources. It gives you a lot of different things.
Crafting material.
Crafting
So,
materials.
but what does the 100% mean? Like that
So when you land on a planet, it's
you've
a 0.
extracted the whole.
Yeah, so it's
You're making it livable from 0 to 100.
Alright.
yeah. So you're trying to like every planet. It gives you the viability rating. You're at 0% when you land. The more side missions you do, I think once you get to like 40% viability, you can create an outpost.
Each planet it seemed to be different. I think there was 2 different ones that I saw. So it'll tell you when you land what you need to get it to, and then most of the side quests or the other things that you find and you collect will make it more livable for the people who live there, and you can get it up to 100.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it has any effect on the outcome of the game.
I have no idea.
I'm not
But I'm
sure
just
about
doing
that.
it.
It's a good point. I mean, they used to do stuff like that in the other
Yeah,
games.
I mean,
Correct.
I'm sure there's multiple different endings depending on. I know me and Justin have talked off the air on some of the decisions that you make throughout the campaign,
Do they affect?
and I've been making different decisions as Justin. So Justin's further than me, and he'll tell me that he's done something, and I'll do something different, just to kind of. I want to see at
What-
the end of the game if there's a different outcome. My problem, like I said, is that I'm doing so many side quests and exploring and farming for minerals that I feel like where I am in the story in the main mission right now, I'm incredibly overpowered. Like my character is one-shotting almost everything in the game right now. So
It's kind of the way to do it.
I wasn't overpowered, so it goes to show you that if you
It
you
flows,
stay and you
yeah.
collect everything, he found you can find those high grade craftable items and then
The
go craft
material,
it
yeah.
and then bang.
yeah, I got like level 5 remnant armor that
No one's doing anything to you. pretty much.
nothing. Like, and I have 3 augmentations on it plus 2 mods on it where like I literally sat in front of somebody and he was just shooting me and my shield would just go down and up, down and up, down and up, and he couldn't break my shield. Like, and then all my weapons are level 5 weapons with augmentations and mods on them.
It's a one shot.
And then you have 4 favorites, which is what they call now, which is your abilities.
So you can have
Um,
access to 12 abilities without needing to go
Right,
into
4,
your
yes,
settings.
correct.
and
Yeah.
change
Yeah.
them.
And you can switch between adept and soldier and engineer, whatever. And I have 4 different favorites set up with all different abilities, and every single one of those abilities are at max. So it's like,
You're way ahead of.
yeah, I think I'm like a level 34.
Well, we are the same level, he and I.
But
But he just has more raw materials to build. And
These
he
stuff
has
you
probably
need.
more schematics that he found because he was looking, and he probably got some of those things from side quests that I didn't
Yeah.
do.
So,
Right.
but
So
it
he should-
literally, I was playing last night and I was just going,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be this easy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even close to dying. I'm one-shotting everything. They have like a big boss that will come out and I'll hit him with a couple powers and shoot him once and he's dead. And I'm like,
it's the
Yeah,
rewarding.
it was definitely more difficult. He and I definitely played a different way. Depending on how many guns you have, each gun has a weight, and the more you weigh, the slower the cooldowns are for your ability. So I always just bring 2 pistols with me, and
The cooldowns are quicker.
I'm hardly shooting. He was, so my guns aren't really doing. I'm not worried about the damage of them, so I'm doing like combo damages. But it did suck when, my abilities sometimes don't take down like armor or something. I would have to shoot this guy
them.
in the face.
yeah.
Like,
and that's
over
why
and
I'd
over
have
and
all the
over.
different favorites depending on the
Enemy
aliens I
face.
was fighting or the enemies.
Yeah.
Like I had one favorite section that was I had 2 turrets, like 2 automated turrets. So you get 1 turret, and then from a side quest you get another turret. And so then I have 2 turrets plus like a cryo beam on one, and then another one I'm doing pull, shockwave, and charge. And then like you can mix and match. I'm more adept than anything else. I love the charge. I love Nova. Pull is fucking awesome.
Have you maxed out? Have you maxed out adept?
No, because there's so many.
Is it,
There's so many. 'Cause
Yeah, there's
Well,
so-
you don't have to.
they
If you went
even-
straight adept,
If I
Yeah.
put everything into adept, I
It-
probably could, but because I prefer
the few abilities.
biotic and tech abilities, I'm not really feeling the combat. I don't really like the combat
I
abilities,
dumped
except
some
for
ones.
turbocharge, which is pretty ridiculous. I have that on
Yeah,
one class,
they
and
also-
that amps your weapons.
They
and-
also have.
with electrical or
yeah,
They also have
incinerate bolts.
in the soul or in the warrior soldier class, whatever, you can get stuff for accuracy and damage for it has like pistol, assault rifle, sniper rifle.
The
so you can
the
dump
bonus
points into
damage,
that.
yeah.
Mhm.
So I do that. But I actually ran into a lot of issues with my game when I'm in the the car, like the Rover, I had a lot
The Nomad.
The Nomad. I had a lot of frame rate drops, and like things popping up.
Randomly, I got the
Yeah,
pop
like-
up. Yeah.
And did you
It's,
ever get it
it's a
freezing, like
it's-
loaded screen, like your car literally freezes in midair, and
It's
it
a gl-
pause, and then
Nah,
it drops in and keeps going?
Nah, I never got that.
So that's happening to me, like
No.
train.
PC though.
Not getting me
Yeah.
anything. And this game is running like really well. Really well. It looks incredible. It looks incredible. And like I'm fascinated with outer space. So like I'm fascinated with outer space. So the one thing I think this game does really, really well compared to the previous Mass Effects is the fact that when you land on another planet, it's not just like here's
same.
the linear path. Like in Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3, for the most part, you had a path you had to go down. Whereas in this game, you land on a planet, you get in your Nomad,
Just
you
drive
can
around.
just go anywhere in the map, anywhere you want. And then that's where I think the game exceeds what the other three didn't do. But I think the writing is fucking awful.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like I was expecting it to be Mass Effect, and I thought I
story
was gonna
with
get
it.
the story that they're so used to doing, and then you see the gameplay and you think like, oh, it's gonna be the
Amplified
full
by this,
deal,
yeah.
but then you just get the gameplay, and I was like, fuck.
See, personally, I think the story's there. I just think the writing is terrible. I think the writing's terrible and the animations make things goofy. But I think the story and what they're doing and trying to build on, if they did the same or something very similar to the previous three Mass Effects, people would be saying you're just doing the same thing. What I think they're trying to do is, and like I said, I haven't beat the game, so I don't really know what they're trying to go for at the very end. But I like the whole notion of exploring these planets, and yeah, it's corny, like you're going to explore to find another home for humanity, but
No, I don't think like the idea of it's corny. I just think the physical interactions that your character has with everybody are.
I
just,
think
like,
you
cheesy.
really are exploring though in this game, and like you have these planets and you're going out there and you're doing all these side quests, and I'm doing pretty much every side quest on every planet, and there's a lot going on. And yes, some of it's corny, the writing is really really bad, but I feel like they're setting something up, which I'm hoping in future games they fix the writing, they fix the animations, because the gameplay is a lot of fun. Like it's a
Very
lot of
good.
fun. It's Mass Effect. It's Mass Effect at its best. So I'm really digging it. As far as like I'm grinding the shit out of the game. Like I'm going to beat it. I'm gonna continue on with 100% viability on all the planets. And I think what they improved upon was the favorite system. I like the fact that I always played as an adept character in every Mass Effect, but I also like the fact that now on the fly I can switch to an engineer and a soldier or
Or
whoever.
even just physically have access.
The ability
to
is the coolest
that
shit.
Ability.
Yeah, like that's cool. Like yeah, it takes away from like this isn't just your class anymore, but I like the ability
they
of
still let
switching.
you select it. You know, if you want the buffs and of it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean the gameplay itself is good. It didn't suck me in. It
disappointed,
just,
yeah.
there's just something about it. Like it doesn't feel like I'm playing Mass Effect. It doesn't like the way that the other games drew me in.
The
And
balance
it's
of
just
this,
sad.
it's, I
Yeah,
guess,
it's just saddening. You know, I got a little teardrop.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where me and Justin are
It's a-
just like on just opposite ends, because I think it's a new start to a new Mass Effect, because I think that they tried to make sure that they didn't do like the same thing. But I think they also are not hitting the bar on certain things, but I think they excelled in other areas. So I think it's like one of those games that it's like some people are going to like it, some people are going to hate it.
I definitely
But-
don't hate it, and I definitely like it. I mean, I think it's worth it to play, especially someone who hasn't played Mass Effect before won't have like predetermined things that they already want. You see, it's like the things that I want is what kind of fucks it up for me. So if you never played Mass Effect before,
But I-
it's a fresh start.
It's a fresh
It's-
start. I mean, it's a good game.
I also think that the older Mass Effects as well, though, we went back and played like Mass Effect 2 before this, like in our heads when we played it when we were younger, it was like, this is unbelievable. When you go back and play them, they're not.
Well, the
There's-
gameplay itself was always like the second part of the game.
But the story
like, you
stays
weren't
the
worried. You weren't
same.
worried about
Well, the writing
Yes,
still is
it's
still pretty corny
fantastic.
back there.
Yeah,
No,
there's some
it's
things.
pretty-
There are some
it's
things.
pretty-
They made
corny.
you interested in what was going on. You were definitely in. I was invested in those games.
Mhm.
But they did write a
So,
lot of scripts, so some of it's
It
kinda
was
sucked.
something. There was something there that made me like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's a new game plus, so I started the new game plus just to like the first couple of seconds to see, and I had all of my powers the way that
Weapons
I
and
had
everything.
them. I don't know about the weapons and the armor. It seemed that I had a nicer armor on, but I didn't look. I just looked and saw my
Oh, skill
skills,
points the
and
same.
my skill points were exactly like where I put them.
Mhm.
So if you're worried about it being overpowered, then crank it up to the toughest setting and.
New
Yeah,
game,
I
new
just-
game
Be
plus.
overpowered.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they probably give you the crafting materials and everything. So
Probably. And then I've also been playing the multiplayer a bunch too. I think the multiplayer is fun. I mean, that's because there's no story, there's no writing,
It's just
there's
the
no
gameplay.
animations. It's just strictly gameplay. And I like the fact that you have to build different characters and you don't just have one character. So you can have an adept character. Like I have an adept character that's a level 8, which is pretty high level-ish for the beginning stages of the game being out a couple weeks. And then I have like an engineer character and a soldier character that are like lower, like level 4 and 5. And I think it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's basically horde mode. It's 7-round base. Each round changes. One round will just be survive this wave of enemies. Another round will be like you have to hack these areas. Another one will be you have to assassinate these targets. And then the last one is you have to extract from the arena. And it's pretty much the same thing as Mass Effect 3. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I wouldn't want a PvP Mass Effect. Like, that would
No,
just
you
be...
can't.
Didn't they have a PvP versus in 3?
No.
No, it was still horde mode.
No, it was just a horde mode and co-op.
it's way too
Well, because
I mean,
it'd be
it'd
the
be like
the level
Destiny.
thing. Yeah, it would.
It'd just be...
ridiculous.
Yeah, wouldn't be balanced. When you have that many powers and that many weapons, like, multiplayer wouldn't be balanced. So, yeah. No, I'm still grinding at it. Hopefully, I beat it before... next weekends because there's another game coming out next week, Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition, that I am ready for. So yeah, I'm done. Justin, do you have anything else on Mass Effect? Nope.
Wow.
Anthony,
Didn't like it.
I don't think he necessarily didn't say that.
Sad. I'm gonna come back
Disappointed?
to it. I think I'm gonna come back to
alright.
it later in months on and
back.
maybe like it for some other reason. But I'm just like I'm mad at it
Yeah,
right now.
you're
I'm
just
mad
like-
I'm mad at you.
You're
Mass
just jumping
Effect.
on the bandwagon. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm just following that mob mentality.
Okay,
Yeah. 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 That's all it is. That's all.
People
it is.
do that on both sides, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
very
don't
true.
feel my own feelings.
Anthony,
All right,
You're picking Anthony.
I am.
because he probably wants to hear.
Oh, so I get to go last now, but I gotta go first in Crazy Taxi.
Somebody is
Wow,
salted.
dude.
See how it is.
Salted about it.
Dude,
See how
wow.
it is.
Next week,
I mean, two-week champ. I get to pick the game next week.
you get to pick the order.
What?
You get to pick the order.
Yeah, I'll pick
It's
the
fine.
order.
Get ready to play some Halo.
Dude.
I'll pick the order. We're gonna play WrestleMania. We're gonna play Royal Rumble. And
gotta
we're
win
all gonna
first to be
gang
able to
up
pick
on
the
you,
game.
And you're gonna lose. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win next week at
Okay.
Halo.
All right.
I'm going,
You heard it
I'm
here.
going first.
All right, Anthony, what did you play this week?
All right, so the Dark Souls 3 DLC came out this week.
The Ring City.
The Ring City.
Yeah.
You got some new bosses.
You do.
You beat them.
I did. Beat the whole thing.
You
dirty
beat the whole
dog.
thing?
Beat the whole thing.
You're a
How
fucking
hours?
psychopath.
Why?
I mean, I guess-
the-
So my friend, I was talking to him. He's playing on New Game plus.
4. I'm on +4. Yeah.
And he said it's like the hardest thing.
I see.
No, it is because I hear a lot of screaming
Yeah,
coming from the
but-
fucking room.
but the-
Yeah.
But the Bloodborne
It's
one,
brutal.
last boss was definitely more difficult. See the same one that beat that?
Yeah.
New Game +9?
Yeah.
I think that was harder than this guy.
Yeah.
The last, I guess, non-spoiler, the last boss of this game is probably one of the best bosses of Dark Souls 3, or Dark Souls in general. It ties up all the loose ends with the story for whatever story I guess
There
you're
is no
following.
story.
But he does make the classy line at the end.
Okay, you can't say it.
I cannot say it
That'd be
because...
spoiling,
correct.
Anthony. We don't
But-
want to spoil. So what about the city? What about the enemies? What about the new weapons?
So
Like, tell me more.
Fought people online?
all right,
You
so
get evaded?
I did actually. You do get invaded a lot. but I'm also level 240.
So people are trying to probably not evade you as much.
Yeah, they're learning the hard
But
way.
aren't they?
They're roughly the same.
But they're around the same level. Somebody that
Sounds like he's smacking ass.
I told you the difficulty of people who invade you, like when they invade you, you're at the disadvantage when they kind of invade because enemies can still attack you, but they're not affected. So what? Like if I'm winning, he'll just he'll run to an enemy, and then he'll just wait until I either die or just pretty
Time
much.
out.
Yeah. I don't know what happens. One guy disappeared. I never saw him, and then I just died later. So
Yeah, so I'm good for him. He just ran off. Well, enjoy death.
yeah.
Nice, dude.
okay. So
Alright,
new
so-
enemies, new area.
The enemies in this game are where it takes a turn for the worse, I think.
Really? Why?
These are the worst enemies he's ever put in Dark Souls
Were they
Bloodborne.
ugly?
Not like, no, like difficult, like the amount of bullshit that went into the crafting of these enemies was
So
just.
what, are they just kicking your ass, or what's the deal?
So, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
What about the
But-
arrows?
What arrows? The guy who shoots the arrows?
The archers.
The archers are one of
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
The angels are the second one.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with these, what he did was he made it so that the angels and the archers are controlled by someone from a remote location. You have to find them.
So it's just nonstop.
It's nonstop art. It's like if they see you, they're just shooting at you constantly. Same with the angels. They're just shooting like pretty much lightning bolts, I think, or blessed arrows at you while you're trying to run around this area. And is one of the
Motherfuckers.
most annoying things I think I've ever done.
But you did it.
I did. With the help of someone from YouTube, I will say that.
Well,
'Cause I
you
did
gotta
have
do
to
what you
watch
gotta
the
do.
video for that one.
For what? A certain fight?
To see where the guy was kind of hidden. Because he's hidden in one of like the worst locations.
Oh, you
like
were just getting
ever to see. Yeah, they was lighting me up. You have to find this guy. I'm just running around. I'm dying, just like
Couldn't take
close to 100 times, and it's just
Yeah.
like this fucking guy. Because there's three of them. Like they're in three. So if you have to kill them, they don't come back though. They don't
Close
respawn.
to 100. I love that.
So
I love that.
you can't kill the angel. If you shoot him, he just summons another one. It's the same thing over again.
I mean, you
Terrifying.
kind of feel the same pain when you play
Yeah.
Titan Souls. I mean, you died like 30 times that
Yeah,
one
but
boss.
that
and you were
wasn't-
still
that wasn't
playing it.
100.
How was the tree?
Yeah, well, that's true. Justin needs to go back to Dark
Oh,
Souls at
yeah.
some point.
The tree? Oh yeah.
But yeah, how many bosses?
17.
4.
4 bosses.
4 one's a hidden boss, 3 regular. One of them I'm gonna say is like a trick boss because it does something that is weird for the one, like the second to final boss
Mm-hmm.
that's never really done before.
Okay.
So I don't know if are you planning to get it?
Yeah, I mean, I will.
People
I
who
mean,
listen probably
so-
are too.
yeah, I mean, I myself, like, I was waiting, like,
The game of the year kind of.
the game of the year. I saw that, they're going to start putting them
$5
together.
on PC.
$5 on PC, then
Yeah.
I'll fucking pick it up. But yeah, especially since this is more PvE focused than PvP, like the last DLC, I'd be more interested in playing it. And I have a couple different characters, so I'll probably pick it up at some point.
But and new enemy wise, the Ring Knights are pretty fucking awesome. Very difficult to beat, but one of the better enemies he put in that. Looks fantastic.
Who is he?
I don't know the guy's name. Whoever makes Dark Souls.
It's just
It's
you
a
kept
Japanese.
Like
I
you knew him,
I
like,
would say like I would
Yeah.
normally say the name like it'd be like
He
Cliffy
doesn't
B
know it.
if I
Yeah,
knew,
yeah.
but it's like I can't pronounce the guy's
I
name.
think there's
So it's
more
just like
people,
he-
but I think there's more than one person that worked on this.
No,
game.
but he's the
guy, dude. He
yeah.
tells them what to do. And they just do
Yeah.
it.
he kept saying he. I just
the
wanted to know.
creator,
it.
the creator
The
of the
creator.
game.
Can we just call him the creator?
Well, that one dickhead that works
creator.
there is putting these fucking
Yeah.
shitty enemies just.
The creator makes the characters, and we put them there. Thank the creator. I like
All right,
that.
that was weird.
Sounds
Well,
about as weird
cryptic,
as
I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Well,
All right. So, I mean, any new weapons that you've been using, or is it just you're
I've-
sticking with the same?
Same weapon I've used throughout pretty much the whole game. It's
Yeah.
still one of the.
Boring.
which weapon is that?
It is the Frost Sword, which
I've
is the
heard
short
that's
sword.
like the one.
Is it the legendary
I'm
weapon
not
that,
sure.
is that
Yeah, I
everyone
think that
uses?
I don't know. You probably could have said anything. It would have sounded like it.
It
Yeah.
sounded right.
But
But
it's frost swording it up.
yeah, it's
Well, it's key because anytime you can take away from their mana and stop it from regenerating is huge. You know,
is that what you've learned? Is that your takeaway from Dark
I'm
Souls
pretty
3?
sure that was the sword. Now that you mention it, yeah, I think that was the one.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's the one that everybody uses.
But
Alright.
going on, they did add though for I think PvP maps. You got two with the update, and they did 2 with this one. So he did an R, and he ended it on a he.
I'm with Gary on this. It is
It's a
actually
weird-
kind of weird.
They.
They. Yeah, let's go with
Ended
the
it.
they.
I don't know. What do you want me to say?
So I wanted to say
I
they.
just never heard somebody just keep referring to the developers of the game as he.
Oh, I've never heard someone
He
say
created.
basically so many times. But
Yeah, basically, he is the creator.
I mean, that's very true.
He makes the choices.
gets the
He
final
basically
say.
makes the game.
yeah,
We don't even know his name. 'cause it's
Obviously.
unpronounceable.
essentially,
Indubriously.
dramatically.
Realistically,
Induberous. What did
Is
you
that
say?
I think that's
No.
a word.
no,
I don't know. Let's fucking Google it.
no, nope.
Indubrous. Yeah,
But
that's a word.
But they did end on a pretty solid note, creating a pretty good PVE ending. The bosses were great. The weapons I haven't tried out yet. Probably
'em.
you have to trade because you have
needs
to transpire
'em?
when you beat a boss. You have to give the soul to the guy, and then it gives you like the weapon that you beat the boss with.
Oh,
So I haven't done that yet. I just finished
we're
it.
gonna get ready, plan it out.
I'm gonna tell you this: Gary's gonna have a shitload of fun with this one.
Oh yeah.
So-
he's
Yeah.
gonna get all the angels and all the archers.
You get the
He's
heads
just
up.
gonna
You
love
got
it.
the warning.
That's it. That's why I go
Find
last.
the guy.
You
He
guys
goes
Let-
last.
let
He
Anthony
goes
go
last.
first.
Let him suffer
Let me
through
test
the
it.
pain and the suffering.
I figure
You
out how to
just
go in
swoop
reverse.
on in.
And dubious is a word.
It is right.
Doubtless, certain. That's it.
Yeah. That's it.
Can you use that in a
That's it.
sentence?
That
Steve?
does-
In
Thesaurus,
dubious. Justin wasn't dubious about Anthony's claims.
I like
Ha! Put that. I'm not going there.
No.
All right.
All right. So why don't you guys just talk about the game you guys want to talk about?
What game?
You know.
I'm gonna go.
Just go drink up.
Take a nap. Wait, you don't like Zelda?
On Brian's couch, you just go.
I do. I'll be back.
Oh, everybody else gets to. Everybody else gets to slack off.
Fine,
You know?
man.
I can't leave
I'm
during
over here
Overwatch.
Doing intros. Yeah.
What do you do? I'm the only one you leave all the time.
Nice, I do.
Bags.
Well, you stuck because you're the host this week.
All right,
Well,
so
either way,
you haven't been here in a
I
while.
haven't been here,
You
So
have
I
obtained
played-
some.
merchandise.
so I got the goods. I have I have a Nintendo Switch that I'm borrowing from Anthony. He is
Welcome.
Thank you. Some sort of weird hybrid human who buys 2 consoles, but I bought Zelda and I played it, and I must say this game is fucking fantastic.
There we go.
Like, this game is fucking fantastic. Like, it's so good. Sorry, hold on.
The
Let me-
face, yeah,
I
let
think
him-
I got like one more.
yeah,
I
say
think
it.
I got
quote
one
you.
more.
What is
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
Your game
write
is what?
fucking
I'm gonna write that.
fantastic. Yeah, you got that? I got
Yeah,
that.
I think I got it down.
All right. So,
Got it.
I mean,
Start.
besides it looks beautiful. They don't, the art style of it and the music of it and the way that you feel when you're like around the people in the towns or you're in the stables or whatever.
NPCs,
It's
yeah.
just something about it is so like captivating, honestly. Like it's crazy.
It's a Nintendo way of bringing like a.
It is crazy, and I think that it's one of the most open world games. The fact that you can climb over anything if you have a high enough stamina, it is literally like the definition of an open world. You don't have to find
No,
the street
yeah.
to go around. You can just climb straight up the fucking wall and over it. I'm having a lot of fun. I think that it's very smart in everything that it does. That engineering of
Crafting
you
the
know,
food, the weapon.
crafting the yeah, holding
but-
the food, crafting the food. Just the environments themselves are very drastic from one side of the map to the other
It's
side of the
tropical, and then the desert, and then next
Yeah.
is the forest, and then the winter
map.
wonderland.
And I was able to get close to the castle, and there's one part where all the rocks are like super jagged. It almost seems like the plates in the earth crash together or something close to the castle. I was super impressed, like just roaming around for hours. But yeah, I kind of got on track though to get to the game. The game is tough. The game is very hard. I'm getting
Very
my
hard.
ass fucked.
Yeah.
in the beginning,
Picked.
yes,
It's very strange to play a game where an RPG where your character doesn't technically level up. Really, I mean, we get more hearts and more stamina, but you don't technically get stronger.
Still an
You don't
action
technically
RPG.
get faster, so it is kind of weird. Like you don't get XP. So it is
Right.
a
They still
unique-
haven't
Change that full.
done like that full.
It's an action adventure
shift,
kind of.
yeah.
Yeah, so it is cool and unique that each situation there is a way to get through it, or each puzzle, each shrine that you go into, you don't
Have
you're
to play
gonna
by
be,
it.
yeah, you're gonna be able to get through it. You don't necessarily have to be a certain distance in the game to come back to do it. You know, like some areas, you know.
No, I mean, no, I
request
mean,
items, but it's
I mean, look at the speed run. He beat Ganon in what? He beat the game in 40. So you don't
Yeah.
really need to.
so I think that it's very impressive the way that they were able to lay it out.
The experience to me is like it's not XP, it's your actual skill at
Yeah,
the game. Like
exactly,
you can
your
go to a
skill.
shrine, and if you know what the enemy is doing, and you're good enough to execute it, so you could go in with 3 hearts
And beat it.
and
be fine.
beat it.
But I need.
You
12
just
hearts
need to
'cause I
you
suck.
need to perform at a level that allows you to do that, and that's kind of how seems like they've done the XP in a way, you know, like.
So the map is huge. I haven't had a problem with thinking that it's too big, like Brian and Gary. I find the stuff that's there very, very interesting.
Yeah.
So when I see the open world, I'm like, oh shit, more open world.
Right.
I think that they, like the way that the altitude works in the game is very fucking cool. You always have to be looking down at the temperature and
Right.
Set the armor to what.
yeah, like I needed, wooden logs. So you chop down the tree, you chop it again, and you have bundles of wood. And
You use the flint, you strike it with something
Yeah.
steel, and then it creates the fire.
the only thing, the horse sucks, dude. Like you can never,
Yeah.
you can't have a horse. There's
Horse
no point in having a horse in the game
blows,
because
yeah.
you got to go to the stables to get them. And if it's too far away,
Well,
Well, the
I
problem
have
is
just a
bringing the
problem
horse.
controlling it.
Because
I
he's
don't
always
think they
trying to run
control
away.
that
That's
well.
also based on what horse you actually find, by
yeah,
the way.
because
Well, I know
some
that.
of them are dicks.
Yeah.
So I don't use the horse at all. I'm just kind of fucking sprinting around everywhere.
The horse was kind of the pointless aspect. Like you said, you pick it up, you have to then bring it to a stable, register it, and then
And then it
by
doesn't
the
just appear to you.
by the
or
time you get to
hear you.
climb a cliff,
I
you
also
have the
think-
whistle.
Yeah.
But part of that too, I think that's kind of cool, is the fact that, you know, you're not always gonna have a horse with you, and it's cool to run up against one, and just be like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna grab you real quick, you know.
Yeah, I got a deer.
And like once you're a little bit like stronger, you got better stamina, you can pretty much just grab the horse. It's not really an issue. And then if you really need to feel like you need to just
I've been
ride
with
one.
Anthony, bro. I don't even need stamina for shit. I got dumping
it's-
hearts.
Yeah, all hearts.
Dumping hearts.
Yeah.
I mean, climbing over stuff is great. I put 1 into stamina, so I have like a bar and a quarter.
I was gonna do 2 at the end, so I'll have 2 stamina bars. But just take
Yeah.
the elixir and fucking.
Yeah, bro. am so bad at dodging attacks. Like, it's comical. Like, I am getting fucking ragdolled. And he ragdolls hard. And the
Yeah.
enemies have same shit as you. They got fucking thunder arrows. They got ice
Bomb, yeah.
arrows. I'm just like walking past a fucking normal idiot. Like, whatever. He hits me with a bomb arrow. I go flying off the cliff and die. I've been getting electrocuted like a motherfucker. I just made
Oh,
it
yeah.
in a part in the story where that's not going to be an issue for me anymore, I don't think. But,
Get the rubber armor.
dude, no.
Oh, fucking
don't have any
spoiler.
rubber
God
armor.
damn it.
I don't have any rubber armor.
That's what you get for just talking to Anthony.
Wow, you gotta
This is
give him.
fucking spoil city over here.
But,
I didn't tell you where you find it. I just told you it was in there.
They've
It's
been
like a
helping
half
me out.
spoiler.
So the
It's a
story is basically
It's a 0.5.
right now,
spoiler.
from what I can
Whoa.
gather.
Definitely don't tell me the story.
No, there's 4 like major beasts, like the
Oh,
objective
yes,
of what I
divine
gotta
beast.
do. So I beat 1 beast. I beat the elephant.
Which
Oh,
is-
that's mine. That's the
this
one
is-
I'm still stuck
So
on.
yeah,
So
Spoiler.
there's 4 of these beasts or whatever.
That was a pretty cool.
They're fucking cool.
area.
I was walking close
Zoro's
to a,
domain sick.
close to the like a cliff, and there was a huge green dragon just flying over the mountains, like probably
Fair,
hundreds
yeah.
Oh,
of feet.
The
like,
music from
like
Sick.
I thought he was kind of like.
He's friendly though, but if you do
Oh,
get too
is he?
close, he'll electrocute you.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. He was just floating by. I saw like this huge thing crawling on the side of the volcano.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
That's the
of,
divine
yeah.
beast.
That guy.
They have like drones close to the castle. You get close to the castle, they have like flying drones, which I thought was interesting.
This game's
are a
got like
pain.
those little things that come out of the ground in the beginning, like if you go through the story, the little like octopus type things.
Yeah.
It's very World of the
Octoroks.
Wars type things,
Yeah.
which I thought was kind of interesting.
What else? The first time you go to each of the cities, like I'm trying not
Kakariko.
to spoil it, but
No, he's far enough. He's been to.
But like, yeah, go. I mean, it's
no.
kind of
Well, either way, I'll skip that. I'll say that the game lets you save whenever you want, wherever you want.
Right. And it auto
So-
saves constant. Like I don't know exactly
It's
what the
very quick
triggers are,
autosaves.
but there's pretty. I've never really felt like
so
when I've died accidentally that I've missed
I'm
a
saving
lot.
like constantly saving.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It's the Fallout. It's the Fallout,
It's
man.
the
Like,
Oh, it's the
Fallout
Fallout
thing.
so
mentality.
if you hit a group of enemies, you know you can't beat.
So
it.
I found a manipulation within the first.
I heard
I
something
found
about this.
I found a rupee farm within the first like 5 hours.
Explain this. I guess
So-
spoiler. You gonna tell the secret to everybody?
So I was dicking around one of the first kind of things I tried to do was get the towers to reveal the map,
Right.
and really, it was actually some of them were very difficult to get to, and like
Yeah.
tough enemies and stuff. So I was getting my ass kicked. So I'm going around from town to town and from place to place, and I find this town. And there's a guy, and he's got 3 chests. And if I guess the chest, that's correct, one of the 3. If you bet 100, you'll get 300 rupees in return.
Okay.
So me knowing this Fallout type of routine of constant saving, I'm like, okay, so what stops me from saving? And then if I win, I save, and if I lose, I load. And I was like, oh, nothing. So I did that for about 15 minutes and got like 2,000 rupees.
I like this.
And then I kept it moving. And it came to be that later on, who would have thought I needed those rupees?
You know,
So yeah,
I'm gonna have to find this guy.
Yeah, I got like 100 arrows. I forget. I couldn't tell you where, but I could show you where.
Sure,
And
I'll
I'm
stumble
just,
across him.
honestly, I've been having bad luck, but on you, a real 15 minutes, and you will get at least 1,000 rupees at least.
Yeah.
So that's very helpful. I got like 150 arrows right now, which is helping me out a lot.
Have you shot an arrow up into the sky?
hit an
I
apple.
cannot catch it because it goes just too far. I tried to like sprint towards it,
Needs more stamina.
and
You probably need.
probably need more stamina. But I have been doing a lot of. There was one really awesome shrine I really like. Oh, excuse me, I'm like yawning it. Oh, that was gross. I think all the shrines are very good. They're like quick, they're simple, but sometimes you kind of outthink yourself.
Yeah.
I did one that was really bugging me, but I was able to mix and match the abilities where I needed to get an ice block through, and there's a bunch of
Yeah, that's the
flamethrowers.
flame. Yeah.
So I took a block, and you have to freeze it in stasis, and then smack it a bunch. And when it jumps up, you
Send the block
you
through.
send the block underneath. And it took me, honestly, it took me like 20 minutes to figure this out. But then once you figure it out, you're just like,
Yeah.
aha. So it's little things like that that just make you want to keep going and
Yeah.
keep getting the shrines. But I have a bunch of stuff. I got a bunch of clothes. I found a lot of shit.
weapons,
I found
yes.
the fairies. I found 2 like
The
giant
fountains.
fairy chicks.
They
These
upgrade.
just-
They upgrade you.
I walk up to this giant leaf. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is this? Hit a save real quick. Let's save it.
Yeah.
You're not
You never
sure what
know.
the
What the
fuck,
fuck.
dude. Is this gonna eat me? Walk up to it. A 90-foot upper half of a woman with gigantic breasts comes flying out of this flower, and she's like,
and then ask you for
"Oh."
money.
Yeah, she's like, give me money. Gave her money, and then she'll upgrade my clothing for me.
Yep. She'll enhance it.
So,
And
yeah, I
there's-
found her twice, and that was really weird and provocative. Like, this chick's,
This
these
is-
are like 20-foot titties apiece.
After playing
They're-
Paper Mario, do you not expect it? Just,
Honestly, they were huge. I was like, cover up, flower lady. But another thing that is huge is there's fairies
around
there.
Yep.
So you don't need a jar or anything. You can just hit spam A to grab shit. And I wasn't really.
Grab as many
I'm
as you
not
want.
as hot on the lure now. I remember, but I grabbed a bunch of fairies just because I grab everything you can because
Right.
the inventory is limitless.
Yeah, that's what I
That
do too.
is fucking amazing.
That's half of what I find myself doing. In that
Just grab the
I
shit.
still just dick
Grab
around,
everything.
just going everywhere, and just.
It's like, is that an apple? Let me
Yeah.
climb this fucking tree. Like, what am I doing? Why
And I'm
do I need
still
an
finding
apple?
stuff that I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah,
like,
I don't
that's
know,
what's
like,
still-
the fruit, different.
There's
I'm
so
hanging
many
on to
like
stuff.
little like, oh, I come across a question mark. And
Dude,
the funny,
you can throw stuff into the water. I threw like plants into the water to have the fish come closer so I could catch the fish.
well, the thing was, I
You
just,
feed
you know what I do now? As I throw a bomb in the
Bomb
water,
in the water,
blow
yeah.
up the fish,
Fishing.
Real fishing?
go in
Yeah.
and grab.
Gary
them.
told us this story. That's how he was
Let's not-
taught.
Let's not bring that up.
he was
This
taught
is
how to
like
fish.
recorded. Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Okay.
It's actual dynamite.
But anyways, I just think the game is so clever that it's
It's a great Justin game.
dude, it's fucking.
It's like you want Justin to be quiet, hand him a
The
switch, and just tell him to go sit in the corner. And Justin's
I knew
gone
like the
for
kind of like
7 hours.
crafting esque thing in this game would probably have gotten you. It takes a lot of elements from every single like open world RPG that's probably come out in the last decade.
Yeah, but it's
Puts
still,
them in this game and puts the
and it's
Zelda
even,
spin on
It's
it.
even still very difficult.
Yeah.
Like the quests, the quest marker is gonna be put on the guy who gave it to you, not where you gotta go. If he says, "Hey, I need you to go up into the mountain and get these thunder arrows,"
Right.
the marker's not on the thunder arrows. The marker's on the guy, and he's
Yeah.
like, "Well, read what I said. It told you."
And
So
It'll tell you
figure
where
it
to go,
is
yeah.
still at the same time. They tell you where you got to go, but they don't really show you where you have to be, which I like that. And I think they do a great job with the map and topographical, kind of like we said before,
is.
huh? Bringing it up again. But they really, really lay out what everything is when you zoom in.
When
and
you
out
really
to-
zoom in, you can.
It tells you.
Yeah.
Like, they name everything. Like this is the forest, the lake, the
You
gully.
see
the
every
this,
tree
the
kinda on
that,
the map.
the mountain, the plateau. So even though that doesn't show you on the map where you have to go, they make it, if you're paying attention, accessible for you to read where you have to go.
Yeah.
I still can't get through the Lost Woods
You don't-
because somebody fucking told me that the Master Sword is in there.
I do have it. Yeah.
That you got it, you prick. Well, there was an NPC.
He knew
It's
he
always
knew-
in the map.
No,
It's always
the
there.
NPC
Oh, yeah.
told me
He tells you where it is,
Okay.
in the town. He was like, "Hey,
It can only
I
be in
heard
2
about the Master
locations.
Sword." Blah blah blah.
and you know it can't be in the first location because you already saw it.
Interesting.
So if you follow Zelda lore, you'd automatically know by default within the first
So
10
I haven't
minutes
made
where
it
is.
to it. The shield, I've heard. I try not to spoil, like get into the spoilers, but I heard it's just like super hard to get the shield.
Yes.
I don't think I'm gonna find it on my own. My second playthrough, I'm gonna have to probably look it up how to get it. But I can't get enough of the game. The game's fucking sick.
Yeah.
I've been bringing the thing to work with me and fucking got it a pretty little case and
Did.
cleaning cloth, and I breathe on it, and I'm just like, "You okay, Link?" I like the voice acting.
I think
It's
the way
not
they
bad,
do it,
tasteful.
they don't overdo it.
The flying bird, who's always at the
He's arrogant.
No,
Oh,
the bird
oh, the
who
kid
plays
with
the
the-
music.
Yeah, that little accordion.
The
the-
accordion?
Yeah.
Didn't you hear me
he's-
talk about? Were you gone that week? I talked
I-
about the accordion guy.
Dude, he's
It's a
amazing.
shit.
And you
I
find
just
him all
stumbled.
over
I
the
was
place.
saying, like, I just stumbled upon him. This random guy playing the accordion in the
Telling
middle of fucking
stories.
Well,
nowhere.
he's at the
towers.
you can find him at the stables, and you find him at
The
I found
towers.
Right,
him
the
at-
stables.
and
Yeah,
I found him at I think 3 of the towers.
Yeah, he's up there.
And I think he just gave me a mission actually. Now that I found him, I think this is the final time.
but
Yeah,
I
we
met
talked
him
really.
I
like
saw him a bunch of times.
I met him randomly, and then I found, I went, I saw him at the stable after that,
Yeah.
like the first stable I found. And I'm
And
like, wow,
I
that's
really
fucking
like-
really cool.
It feels like everybody's from a different part. I know it's one continent, but it's weird. People are from the different. They have like the different sections.
You
Almost
see a
like,
Goron guy walking through
Yeah,
like Zoro's
it's a-
domain, just like
yeah, and if you zoom all the way out, it kind of has like, let's say, countries,
Right.
and each person is from there. So it's interesting to see, everybody similar to like a Skyrim, where they're like, oh, you're a Hylian from over here, and I'm
Yeah.
so you kind of know where you are based on who is around you. They fucking crushed it.
That's great.
Gary,
That's great.
you play any Zelda this week?
No.
on the Wii U.
No.
On the Wii U? Yeah, that was your big mistake.
Oh yeah.
I haven't had a
You
single.
pay for your Switch? Did you pay
No,
for your Switch?
I didn't.
No. Okay.
Did you pay for the
Entitled fuck.
Wii U? Did Brian let you borrow that?
It's a Wii U.
Entitled
You
fuck.
gave it to me for free.
Yeah, I honestly can't wait to play more. I think that they bang up job.
Yeah, it's
Got
probably.
nothing else.
Yeah, I mean,
Got nothing else. Fucking love it.
yeah, it's.
I bought The Witcher 3 this week, so that's kind of my RPG.
There you go.
It's coming in.
There it is.
On ultra
coming
settings,
in
so
hot.
that is pretty good. Though.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be playing that on PC probably at some point in the near future. Justin, anything more on Zelda?
I think I have 23 shrines or something. I have 14 seeds. I have 1 Ultra Beast.
Did not know anything about that. Oh, is that?
Or like that's
that's
the
a-
it'll
one
show you.
that's like
Yeah.
the 4,
Beating
one
the
of the
temple,
4
okay.
things.
Temple, yeah.
Temples.
You have 1.
And I have like a bunch of clothing. I got a bunch of different outfits. I've been finding shit.
So
Getting some good side quests.
they give you the shrine. Yeah, they give you
So-
side quests. The way they give you the
So
stuff
yeah,
for free.
that's all I got. That's like my level, if you will.
Yeah,
23 shrines or something like that.
I'll keep saying it. I think it's like the perfect combination of all the old Zelda games. I mean, there's lots of things that they they took the best things of probably almost every single Zelda game that's ever come out, and then ripped off all the shit from the open world RPGs from the last decade, slammed them in there, and they ended up executing it like.
I wish they had
crazy.
recorded that on the Switch. I mean, you can take the pictures.
Yeah, you can.
I did have a pretty provocative conversation about mushrooms with a guy.
Oh yeah.
He
In the
was
game?
Yeah, I took a bunch of pictures of each one of the little dialogues. We'll have to read it later. It's hilarious.
I saw one tweet where someone came across a girl that asked Link out, and the only option is to turn him.
Every single
even
chick
like-
in this game wants Link's balls bad. I don't want to spoil anything, but each time someone's like, "Oh, Link, hey,
Including
it's
the Great
me," and
Fairies?
it's like, "Oh, this is the one who was in love with Link." It's like every single chick's trying to get it from Link, and he's just like, "Sorry, this is princess exclusive kind of shit right here." It's like, "Oh, Link, don't save the princess, but we all secretly love you." And that's why he doesn't say anything. He's a smooth criminal like that. Can't get caught in the lie
Well,
if you don't say anything at all.
Much
right?
like the news, you don't say anything, you can't say anything wrong.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
That's how I win.
Yeah, the points don't matter. But yeah, that's it. All of it is under my thumb now.
It's Justin's week. So how was your week again?
My week, sorry. So who's left? Steve?
Nope.
Yeah,
That's
we
it.
just
we're done, Justin.
We're done.
Okay.
Justin, take us out of there.
So
do I have
we'll
to-
be
yeah,
back
we'll be
after
back
the
after the
break
break
with
with
the
the
drunken
drunken
news.
On the tangent.